Alright guys, what's up? Evan Aldo here. So, talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum. I want to do some Chainlink and Cardano analysis as well today. Let's start off on the weekly on Bitcoin. So, basically, you confirmed our red dot on the weekly. Many would make the argument, the bulls would make the argument this has played out already. We came down, we had a fierce rejection. We just had one little wick down the 40K, fierce rejection off of that. Came right back up, and we're on our way up. There's still some fear right now. Some people think it's over. Some big YouTubers, so actually probably just one, thinks it's over, or thinks in the next few weeks we're going to go sky high. No one really knows. But what I'm leaning more towards, and I talked about this in a previous video, is cycle lengthening theory. Every cycle takes a little bit longer than the last one. And the way we can map this out, and CryptoFace told me about this on his live stream, that the hope on the weekly is we have a situation like here. See, one hump and then they gradually go up. Have a repeat of that. So, you can make the argument from, let's say, here to here, June to January. So that's about 6 months, give or take 6 months. And you would have this type of increase. So what type of increase did that give us? Let's just see what type of percentage that was. I know if you map out like here to here, that's 600%. That would probably bring us to $300,000 Bitcoin. I think that's way too optimistic. That's pretty unlikely. But here to here, this is possible. 300% gain. Where would 300% bring us to? Let's see. Need a little bit more. So let's see, right around 176. That's definitely possible. And now, where would that happen? I think, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think $100,000 to $200,000 Bitcoin is definitely in the cards. It's at 43 right now. If you go to 200, that's only a 5 or 6x. I mean, this is crypto. Anything could really happen here, guys. 300, I think that's a little too high, but yeah. 6 months from here. Where is 6 months from October right now? We're almost in October. That'd bring us to March or April. You can measure it out. Let's do some guesstimation with our measuring tool. Let's say we come up, we form another hump right here, another one right there, and then something like that right around April. Definitely possible. That would bring us up to probably the high 100s, maybe a blow off top at 200. I think it's doable. And if you compare this, I don't have the thing in front of me right now, but the 2013 model, it looks very similar on the 2013 model, just like exactly the way it came down, came back up, one last correction, then gradually for the next, until the end of the cycle, came up. I don't think it's going to be sky high. The 2013 one is just straight up, but I think it'll be, something like, if we do have this scenario play out, something along those lines. Definitely doable. So, short term, more, okay. So we have the 2-day. This isn't the worst. I've told you before, sometimes these blood diamonds aren't the worst thing. Look at this, not too bad, only 8 or 10%. Right here, you can make the argument this has already played out, 17%. It doesn't always have to go down 50%. And I think, things usually don't repeat exactly. Like if you had one blood diamond with a gigantic, terrible Armageddon correction, the next one's usually not going to be as bad. We are still in the green. It's not looking as bad as we looked here. There is some hope. Going to the daily. Daily looks not half bad. We've been under the zero line for a while with the VWAP. Finally came up. We're printing a green dot on the daily right now. That's a good sign. Where would this take us to? I mean, let's say we come from here back to here, this general area. From here all the way, we came there. So if you trace this type of percentage, about 10%. So if we have a 10% from here, it would bring us pretty close. We'd probably have a lot of trouble at the 0.5 fib level, 46.5. But if we do go up 10%, 48, 49, generally, I could see that happening in the short term. I definitely can. I'll get into my position, what I'm doing right now. I'm still short at the moment. I've been short since this morning. The weekend was typical, a lot of volatility weekend. I wasn't trading over the weekend. I just didn't see any good entry points. I just looked at my phone every so often. I was like, I just didn't see anything good this weekend. But yeah, 12 hour. So we're coming down here. This would be more of a bearish case. VWAP coming down. That could bring us down a bit more. So it looks a little bit more bearish. 8 hour. VWAP coming down while we're in the red. You have to lean a little bit bearish. However, we do have some momentum coming up. It's following that. So I do think in the short term, we may play around with this fib level. 42.5 is definitely doable. That's why I'm currently short right now. 4 hour. Printing that red dot, that was predicted. That was pretty straightforward in the red. So I do think, there's a good shot we come down a bit more. 2 hour in the green. Not really, can't deduce much from it. VWAP is down. Still in the green, seems to be curving down. Maybe a little bit more bearish. Can't get much out of that. This is just momentum coming down. You can't really draw a divergence because it's following it. However, you are in the red, so it is a little bit more bearish for the short term. 30 minutes just choppy, can't get much out of that. And where I went short, I'll show you my thinking. I went short right before we went into the red right here. I was actually looking, I believe, at the 12 minute. Yeah, I believe I went, what time did I wake up? No, I was up early, but not, around this blood diamond there. So I probably would have wanted to go here. See this, if you zoom in, this is a nice little trigger wave just above the 0 line there in the 12 minute. And this is while the 4 hour VWAP is curving down. Very important. If you're a more conservative trader, maybe go in on the money flow crossover. I jumped the gun a little bit. It worked out well for me. I've locked in profits on this trade, set my stop loss to entry point. I took profits at 43,200. Yeah, 43,200 was first level to take profits. Let's try out a fib level. Because if you're currently short, you want to know where you should be taking more profits. So yeah, right around 43 even hit off of. I just did 43.2 because I saw here there was a lot of resistance. This general area was some support. Excuse me. Your next place to take profits, 43 even. After that, it's going to be 40. There's not too much in between there. So 40, 42.5, 42.6, probably above this. This fib level and our 382, very important fib level that I've showed you guys a bunch of times, are good places to take profits. In terms of other trade setups, 8 hour, since you have the VWAP going down, we could look at the 30 minute if you wanted to enter. Could enter on this money flow crossover. I don't like it because there's not enough curvature. I don't like the curvature there. Let's look at the 45 minute. Yeah, you're just not seeing. Here you could have went in. It would have been a good trade for there, over that weekend trade. That would have worked. That was probably the only decent weekend trade you could have had. Yeah, down to 40 again. The weekend volatility is weird. It is weird. There's so many times. This is a rough waters. This is an environment that messes with you because this is, you think you're gonna lose it, and then your traditional TA tells you it's going way low, and this is the type of environment that slices up a lot of people. That's why if you're like me, a lot of times you're very cautious in that type of environment. You sit on the sidelines for a while. So back to Ethereum, and shout out to Doge, one of my viewers. He told me this new way you could do spider lines. Go logarithmic and go back to this general area, back to the November 18, draw them from here, and then cross over the not the wick, but the candlestick over there. And they're pretty good spider lines. I think there are more spider lines and better than the ones I had on the daily. So shout out to Doge for that. Thanks for the email, man, to explain how to do it. So it was cool. You guys could try that out. I'm going to mess around with these spider lines for now, and they look pretty good. So I'm not in an Ethereum position at the moment. I should be short. Probably you could usually just copy it with Bitcoin as always, but go to the daily. The same type of deal with the weekly. You could definitely map it out. It does look a little bit more overheated than Bitcoin on the weekly, but you definitely could map it out. See, like this to here to these higher waves. If you go to the higher waves in the weekly, it would give you around April, March top out. I think Ethereum. We could do a more of a longer video, longer term prediction. But from this general area, from here to where was the higher one over here. So you're not going, about 600%, and it usually does outperform Bitcoin in certain times, but in the short term, I should say, what was that? 600% would bring us to 20,000. I don't think it's going to go to 20,000. That would be kind of crazy, but we could. I could see it going between 10 to 15,000, 20,000, maybe a blow off top. Maybe it would go from 15 to 20,000 in a few days and then back down. It's possible. I don't think it'll go that high, But I mean, you map it out from here. Maybe what type of percentage would this be? Say you go, we don't get as high. We just go from here to here, 400%, or here 200%, 200%, 6,000. I think it'll go a little bit higher than 6,000. I think 400%, 500%. 400% would bring us to, let's see, 400%. Where is that? 15,000. That would be doable. That's definitely in the cards. It's definitely possible. It's a 5x from here in the next 6 months. Definitely possible. So going down, let's look at the daily for Ethereum. We seem to be hitting this spiral line on the day right now. VWAP is up, so you have to lean a little bit more bullish for the daily. Keep in mind, daily could take longer to play out. 12-hour VWAP coming down. That looks more bearish, just like Bitcoin. 8-hour coming down. I mean, you may print a little. You can make an argument, maybe some type of trigger wave right there. VWAP coming down. Then you come down some more in the short term or today. If you're short right now, you probably want to stay short, depending on if you locked in some profits. Let's try a fib level. Let's see where you want to probably get out of your short. Yes, you wanted to be taking your first take profits around 3,000, I would say. So pretty soon. And the next one obviously would be at the spiral line. Then after that, so yeah, around there. Definitely if you want to take some more at the spiral line, just look at places on these lower time frames you could see better. Yeah, a lot of resistance around there. So 2.9 would be a good place to take profits. Then the spiral line. So I would go 3,000, then 2.9, then 2.8 approximately. So every 100 basically. But yeah. So yeah, a little bit more bearish. You know, if you walk coming down, although it's been down for a while on the hour, that is the hour at least. You can't go by that. But you're coming into the red there. That would have been a good place to go short, right in the money flow crossover, probably. Yeah. And then you're about to take your first profits. So that would be good. 30-minute, looks like that looks more bearish. Looks like if we cross over, we've got some room to come down there. 15-minute, good place. 15-minute money flow crossover. 4-hour VWAP coming down. See, good combination for a short position. And then stop loss above the spider line. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. The only way you would lose if you just don't take profits, like a lot of people tend to do. But yeah. That's Bitcoin, that's Ethereum. Let's take a look at Chainlink. So if you guys aren't familiar, Chainlink has partnered with Cardano, so that's big news. I mean, it takes time for things to play out, but I do think there's going to be a good future for this. So we've been hitting a lot of support on this 236 fib level with Chainlink. Looks bullish as everything else on the daily. 12-hour looks bearish as everything else on the 12-hour. Probably will flirt with this line. We'll probably flirt with this line of support. We'll see what happens there. Yeah. Oh, that looks more bearish. That looks more bearish. Nice trigger wave coming down. We'll see if we keep this level. So basically, my general consensus is we look more bearish for the very short term. Maybe today is going to be a negative day, and then I think we'll turn more bullish. That's kind of my view on it. Going down here, may hit that line. Yeah, in all likelihood. Look for a long entry on this at least a scalp long entry with Chainlink. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 15-minute. Usually it's 5. Look for sell exhaustion after the 4 or 5 X's on these lower time frames. Could be coming close to a. You definitely want to wait for at least a money flow crossover somewhere to go long. Yeah, maybe 6-minute at least, some type of money flow crossover. So that's Chainlink. I think Chainlink and ADA, if you're just not much of a trader, just a long-term holder, these are the ones you want to be stacking up on right now. I mean, 216 Cardano, that's a deal. That's a deal, especially with Chainlink too. These are deals right now. Cardano's looking a bit worse than some other things since you have the VWAP coming down. We're about to print a red dot on the daily here. It's looking slightly worse. That's looking slightly worse. But it is, I mean, this, we may print some, there is some hope on the 8-hour, print a trigger wave there coming if we hold this general area. If not, we'll probably go down to $2 again, maybe bounce off at $2. I don't see us going too much below $2, but maybe we will. But this is, I'm just stacking up for my long-term portfolio, Chainlink and ADA. That's what I'm stacking up on right now. They've lost a lot of hope. Less people are talking about them. That's what you got to be stacking up on. So yeah, looking slightly worse than a lot of other things. I think in the short term this is going to be bearish, but yeah, I just be careful with this line if you're shorting this. This would be the first place to take some profits, but yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I want to see, great place to go long once we finally have some money flow crossovers on these lower time frames. So that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA Chainlink. If you guys like the video, please leave a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. If this seems really complicated to you and you want a better resource, check out Jason Casper's trading course down below. That's the best course I know of on how to use Market Cipher. It's a course I took myself when I first started trading, and it helped me out a lot. Discount code Evanaldo, 17% off. Market Cipher, if you don't have it yet, Aldo15 discount code, Aldo15, 15% off. And check out my other resources below, Phoenix, BITGET. If you don't have an account yet, if you want to create a new account, help support the channel, check those out. All the links below are things I have personally used myself and benefited from. I'm never going to link you to anything that I don't personally use myself. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.